Hey, what's up, y'all? What you gotta say? The intros are the hardest things in the world. What was that?
You hear that?
Yeah, what's going on with your lungs? Still?
I know, still.
I jogged this morning.
Did that just happen right now? Did you just feel it right now?
Yesterday, even when we podcasted, I did it on purpose.
She did the
Yeah, I remember that at the end, but I didn't. I thought that just kicked back in right now.
And don't y'all be roasting my baby's laugh in the comments. He. You hear me? The phlegm. Do you hear that?
No, I don't hear yours at all. I think you sound pretty cured.
Well, when I jogged this morning, I was like,
well, it's harder to run in the wintertime anyway.
Thank you for that, baby. I appreciate you.
It's cold, and so you're having to. The air is different.
Oh yeah, I felt it.
I know. Cheers,
ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Cafecito time. Inhale the good stuff. Exhale the bull stuff. Oh yeah, we got some stocking stuffers too, y'all. ChingoTheMerch.com.
And shout out to everybody who's already ordered theirs.
Yeah, and if you're waiting for your order, as soon as we're done recording and podcasting today, we're gonna make sure that all y'all's orders ship out.
Yeah,
so don't worry,
they gotta make it by Christmas.
Yeah, and the way the mail works right now,
yeah,
is very packed. So you gotta
put it very packed
early.
So today is actually probably this Friday is the last day you can probably order to be able to get it in time for Christmas.
And if not, you got it for New Year's. So just keep going.
So if you need a New Year's stocking stuffer, today's a good day to put in your order. ChingoTheMerch.com. ChingoTheMerch.com.
I'm excited. We're having hoodies made.
Yeah. Hoodies on the way. Cafecito time hoodies.
Yeah.
Cafecito time blend. I'm excited. Yeah.
Oh, you're doing Cafecito time blend?
Yeah. Okay. Remember.
Are we doing what I told you to do?
About which part?
The flavor?
Yes, and I don't want to tell y'all too much, but got a little bit of Texas pecan cinnamon type of action going on. But besides that, I don't want to tell you too much.
Can I tell you real quick? I know it's the holidays, so everybody's probably in the holiday spirit, and I'm sure a lot of people feel this way, but it's so weird. I don't know if anybody's noticed, but I've noticed there's so many memes out there about having a stress-free Christmas. Like, I don't think I've seen them as, like, I know a lot of people say that, like a lot, right? But I have never seen so many like popping up on my like feed. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm scrolling and it's like stress-free Christmas. Like don't stress yourself out. One person said you should not be still paying off gifts like in January. Does that make sense? Like you should not be spending so much to where in January, you're still trying to pay for what you purchased in December for gifts.
Yeah. Man, remember 2019's Christmas? It was lit. 2019 Christmas was like everybody was just. Juan's like everybody.
Was that just
I do not remember?
It was like
that.
it was like gold. I mean,
well, if it was so lit, how come you didn't give me anything?
What do you want, baby? What would you like?
He's making it seem like he had the tree.
So
he made it seem like the tree was full of gifts. I mean, I didn't get
2019.
I mean, I didn't get one
everybody.
gift. So I don't know who's
I'm still
everybody.
trying to remember 2019.
Hey, and I didn't even know he purchased the gifts. So that you tell me.
Okay, so look, this is what I'm gonna do.
What kind of gift you got?
Look, this is exclusive right here on Cafecito time. Here's what I'm gonna do. There's gonna be a day where she's gonna be like, "Hey, so what do you have planned?" I'm gonna be like, I'm shopping that day. I'm carving out the whole day.
Listen, y'all.
Don't ask me to do nothing.
I'm not trying to make my husband be anything he's not.
No, I'm gonna go out there and
he hates Christmas in the sense of having to purchase gifts. He's a Grinch when it comes to that.
Baby, you have everything. What do you need?
He's a Grinch.
What do you want?
He's a Grinch with even the kids. It's like, why?
They
give
everything.
shit
Bro,
all Christmas long.
All their tias, their grandparents, everybody's buying them stuff year long. And not to mention, we get them stuff, but it says it came from Santa. And then with the elves move every day at night. At midnight, we got to move.
Not every day. They just moved again.
They got a little lazy.
Because
she said, you need to write an email
You need to write an email to Santa about my elves being lazy.
So look, the elves be tired. The elves taking care of kids with flu. So every time the elves come and move, they bring gifts. It's like Hanukkah times 2 at my house. They're bringing little gifts all the time.
Chingo's just mad because he just realized that wasn't Jesus' birthday.
Yeah. Juan was telling me Jesus born in March or something.
March?
Spring.
Juan tried to make every beautiful Judeo-Christian West tradition, the foundation of our country, sir. Try to make it out to be like, well, really, that's pagan.
Yeah, but look where we're at now. So,
what do you mean?
You said the foundation of our country.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like he attacking the Judeo-Christian West. The West, bro. The West.
No, but going back to the holidays, I think a lot of people, a lot of parents stress out about their kids and trying to make their Christmas like the best Christmas. And sometimes you'll find parents perhaps going broke just to be able to make Christmas happen. Versus, I think, and maybe it's easier said than done because my girls are fortunate to, on my side, not on his side, but on my side, they are the only grandchildren. So there's nobody else to buy for except for them. And I only have one sibling.
Meaning within your immediate family.
So within my immediate family, last year, y'all, and I ended up going to CVS to buy I think gift cards to somebody. And I ended up buying Penny this that claw machine that picks up the toys at CVS because my mom and my sister took it upon themselves to purchase everything on her Dear Santa letter. And so then I was like, what am I supposed to get her? They're like, I don't know. That's your problem. It's like, what? This is my child. How is this my problem?
And there you have it. That's the way daddy ain't got to go buy no gifts.
So I'm not mad at it. So I appreciate my sister and my mom. I get it. They're the only ones. But I'm just making sure I don't have my volunteer sticker on because I don't want people to know where I volunteer. But it makes me sad when I go to the school that I volunteer at. And, I know that there's kids on a waiting list that are going to get gifts that are being donated from these toy drives, right? And a lot of these kids don't have books in their home. So books are a gift that we give. And so it was interesting today to see that this cool book has a read along. And so it has the app. And so I tried to do it, but there was zero interest in it. Zero interest in listening to the book. So then my kids are bilingual, so English is not their first language. So I thought, well, maybe it's the language barrier. So I turned off the read along, and then I decided to just kind of translate it in Spanish, but make it fun and for them to understand. And it's interesting talking to little kids. It really is. You know what I'm saying? Just the things that they say and what they've asked for Christmas. One of the little boys is his second year asking for a car, like a car toy that he can drive. I guess it must be a Power Wheel is what I'm gathering. Yeah. And them Power Wheels be high. They go for like $300. So imagine if one child wants a $300 car, right? And then
they got siblings.
Hey, and then they got siblings. It's like,
Papi, yo quiero el PS5.
So then it's like, so are y'all all sharing it then? Y'all sharing this $300 car that only one of the children really was the one that needed it. You know what I'm saying? I'm a sucker for that. He asked me today, how's volunteering? I was like, man, I just always leave I just want to save all these children. This is why I stopped working in the foster care system. I couldn't do it. And I was trying to take every child home with me.
And as she was telling me all this, you just start hearing, been spending all our lives living in a gangster's paradise.
I can't laugh right now. It hurts.
Coming to volunteer.
Yeah, and then there's a time delay on those little Power Wheels too, because the weight, after a year or two, those things, they're too heavy for them or something goes on.
Yeah,
and then they
who are you telling? There's where are those Power Wheels?
We
by
have
the way,
them stored right here on the side of the house, covered and stored.
That's crazy.
I really thought about donating one to the little boy, but I thought they're pink, so there goes that
coming down, little candy pink
you
Barbie.
Know what I'm saying? I was
Know what I'm
like, golly,
saying?
I just want. And then the other day we were driving and it was cold as balls, like cold as balls outside.
2 degrees colder than balls.
And I was driving to go volunteer that day. And who do I see at the metro stop in the freezing cold with his mom?
The little boy and his mom.
His little boy and his mom, and the baby's wrapped around. You know what I'm saying? Like kept warm. And I'm just like, do I pull over to give him a ride? Like I don't want to get in trouble because we're not supposed to be like, we're not supposed to be like cool. My job is just to come in and tutor the reading. There is no. How are
I'm
you?
gonna drop off a loaf of bread later.
Yeah, exactly. There's no like donating or giving a little. All I did was give like a little Christmas bag today, and it was kind of like all the kids were watching. Like, why didn't I get mine? And then the teacher looks at me like, Trick, you don't see all these other kids? You bring it just for your kids? And I'm just thinking like,
You disrupting.
oh my gosh, okay, but. My director of the volunteer group said we could bring a little something, just something not obvious. That's the reason why I made these little bitty bags, because I didn't want to make it obvious. But they also got their 2 books today. So, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, that's Christmas for y'all. I didn't mean to make it all sad and, like lose the Christmas
and God
cheer.
bless us all.
Yeah, but it's not necessarily bad. I get that's just how some people come up. I mean, and that stuff builds their foundation. I mean, honestly, like
that could be a hard ass lyric one day.
It
One
sounds
of these
crazy.
Kids might turn into a rapper.
I know this sounds crazy, but like walking in the cold with your mom and stuff, that could literally be like a highlight later that he thinks about. Because like I remember walking to school and I remember all that stuff in the cold. Well, I mean, it's San Antonio, it wasn't that cold, but it was kind of cold on some days.
Lying.
No, it was kind of cold on Sunday. It wasn't like the snow up north.
It got 65 degrees.
But like those are times that I'm sure like they remember because it didn't kill them. You know what I mean?
Talked about the heat.
It just
The heat.
Sweating with your mama.
There was that. I mean, but there was. I'm just saying, like some of those times, like looking at it is like, because you can provide something for them, but still, that's something that's their little journey. Like
that's why I've always said like. As I got older and I you talk to your friends and stuff and they'll tell you stories about like, yeah, I remember one time like I came home and there was no lights at home, right? And I remember the first time I heard that, like I legit heard my friend say, oh, can I come to your house because we don't have no lights right now? I was like, why don't you have lights? I was so confused because you don't understand. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, why don't you have lights? And she's like, oh, I don't know. My parents didn't pay the bill. And I was like, well, first of all, why does she even know about the bill, right? That's kind of what I thought, But she knew that they didn't pay the bill. So she was chilling at my house because they didn't have no lights, right?
Using up y'all's AC.
But my point of it is that's why I've always said I've always felt rich because I never not had food on my table. I've never experienced not having the lights on. If my parents did struggle, I had no clue about it, and I thank them for that. So I'm always like grateful for that situation. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm always glad that I never had to go through that, and that's why I consider myself rich. Not like not materialistically. Like that's not what I mean. I mean like my parents provided, and that's blessed. Yeah, it's super. You know what I'm saying? Because so many people don't. A lot of these kids don't, and man, they have to like in kindergarten stressing about shit like that. I just be like, oh my gosh.
Especially nowadays.
These little girls don't even. And I was actually dropping off Penny that morning when I saw the little boy, and I said, oh my God, that's my student. I'm all like, and I'm like driving, literally like contemplating as I'm driving. I'm talking out loud. I'm like, okay, do I go back? What's gonna happen if I go back? Like, am I going to get in trouble and they're going to not let me volunteer anymore? That's not what I want to happen. I'm like struggling the whole way there. Penny's like, what's the big deal? Just pick them up, Mom. Do they go to my school? I'm like, they don't go to your school. I was like, but you don't understand. And so she was just like, every morning when we pass up that one metro stop, she's like, is your student there? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because she's wondering now, if that's the case. But I guess all that to say, if you are broke this holiday season and you do not have money to buy your children or anybody anything, I think the best thing you can do is legit write like a card. Make a card.
I guess you're going to get a card this year.
It's better than nothing. Right?
This is a car from 2019.
Yeah.
That you never saw. It just came through right now. All right, they're back ordered right now.
Due to Bidenomics, this year we
look, the mail was slow.
the 2019 one is on the way.
You put
I don't even remember
you put $1 in it.
All those years, all that shit that happened is a total blur. Thank God I documented it and have it on my YouTube because it seriously was a blur. Like, I don't know what you said the other day. Like, look at that. They have masks on. I think you were watching, I think it was my vlog from when we did San Antonio.
Oh, no. It might have been maybe it was that.
And I was just like it's just like, and he was like, oh my God, look at all the masks. And I was like, I forgot about all that. I forgot about
and all the
having to like talk to you like this.
Yeah,
and
all the fans that would show up in those times, it means like extra because y'all literally had like local news, national news, like all this peer pressure telling you like, is it canceled? How is it going to be spaced out? What's their protocol? People going to be in there coughing and sneezing. Is it a super spreader event? Like all those things, and people were still showing up to have a good time, have a good laugh. And that's all we're trying to provide. That's all we're trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all remember when we were in El Paso and then the alerts came out on the phone?
Wait, were you there with us?
Yeah, and then that's when the alerts was like super spreading or something like that. We were just like, what the fuck? It was
Bro,
like an alert.
they
Like,
canceled that show.
Yeah, they canceled the show. We had to go back. But like,
we were stuck there, remember?
And
and that's whenever like it was like an alert on your phone that said, hey, this shit just got crazy.
There's too many of y'all in here.
Yeah, no, it was like in general,
no,
like
don't you
Texas.
remember we got stuck in El Paso?
Yeah, I do remember getting stuck in El Paso.
Yeah, so like Texas, it was like a warning to Texas, like it's now escalated to like cold whatever, and we were like, what the fuck?
Yeah, they were doing
it was like on our phone, like we were like, what?
And then we ended up like it was too expensive to fly back home.
Because
like
I think y'all did the first show, and then that's when they canceled the rest of the shows because it's like, hey man,
yeah,
this
we
thing
did
just
Thursday,
escalated.
And this was all based off of data.
Yeah, data that people were
That
just
now we know
dropping apparently,
just kind of
because they didn't want the hospitals to get full is what it started with.
Apparently,
Yeah.
that was the logic, right?
Yeah, that was the logic. It's like,
y'all
hey,
don't work.
we don't want to influx on.
It's better for the greater good.
It's like, so cancel the rest of your 5 shows.
Yeah, but that stay
scary.
at home and work from home has created a whole different group of people. Now, I was reading this thing about how there's less people shopping at the actual brick and mortar. Like the sales at the mall. That's the reason why they said, and again, I say they because it's an article. So, they had so many crazy sales at the mall this year trying to get people to come and shop at the mall because Amazon is...
Did you see Black Friday?
Away.
Did you see Black Friday? They was
Nobody
like they
cared.
opened the doors and it was like, look at this crazy Black Friday, and like 2 people walked in. I was like,
And then the prices, how the prices were the same at Target.
Yeah, they were seeing all that.
So
shit.
it's like it's crazy because I think in general it changed the entire world, like to where we can't reverse it anymore.
That was their
what
whole
I'm saying?
point. That's why they did it. They wanted to reset everything, and
They did.
and then build it back better.
I mean, there's companies where they're telling you if like you're not coming certain amount of days into the office, then you need to give up your office because we're paying for this space. And some of them are like getting rid of certain floors, like just work from home anyway. You know
what's going to happen if downtown Houston, those empty corporate office space buildings get converted into like cheap housing, and now you got your new neighbors.
Oh, but wait.
Venezuelans.
But wait, I read something that's the plan. What? And then I did a pop up this past
Basically,
weekend.
just make little ghettos everywhere. Basically,
y'all, I did a pop up this weekend, and I was in downtown. Granted, I know it's during the day, so maybe at night it's popping. I have not gone downtown in I don't know how long. I've got children now, so you know what I'm saying. Dim nights is over for me. I never even partied really downtown anyway. There was never no good clubs. But anyway, I said, there's no people down here. Who the hell's going to come into this hotel to buy? Like There is nobody out here. I saw not one.
My friend's office is down there, and he's like, that shut down, that coffee shop shut down, that whole food court about to shut down. The people downstairs, I don't know how they're surviving. There's only 2 tenants in this entire space where he has access to like empty.
And who do you think's gonna buy those spaces?
Who? China. Yeah, maybe some other country or something.
China.
I don't know.
Because they've been buying real estate like crazy.
Well, the only reason why is I say that your other comment about they're going to start making like housing in those areas is because I think there was another article that came out where I think I told you they wanted to buy up like acres homes or something like that and basically move those residents from there and figure out where they're going to move them out. So they're paying these big dollars for that piece of land, right?
What do they want to put there?
They're going to put the high rises. They're about to gentrify that whole.
Oh, okay. So more luxury living.
Yes, more luxury living.
I was talking about somebody.
No, but those people, they're going to try to send them out. So if they were to make these places downtown, that's probably where it would be, right? Which is crazy because they were trying to build downtown forever. And now that it's all like, I guess, I don't know what happened.
New plan.
Well, Main Street has like clubs and bars, and that's about it.
But that is where they keep the county jail anyway, so.
And all the people downtown come out at night. I only know because I've had the favor down there, and they close out some of the streets on some places. And it's just party city.
And then, they moved the Greyhound bus.
Oh, yeah?
Stop. That was downtown. That's no longer there. And they moved it over to the East End area. So it moved out that way, which is kind of weird. I guess there was already one out there. And basically that's now the hub again, like the main hub. So that one's no longer going to be there. So now I'm curious what they're going to do with
and nobody drives down
that
there anyways
place.
because the streets are so fucked up downtown, dude. Like there's so many potholes, dude. Like I'm just like driving. I'm like, oh my, dude.
Well, we got a flat on the Tahoe because of that.
I've had two. I've had two in the past 2 months. That's how crazy it is. I've had to like change
and I forgot what I read somewhere. Like I think the Houston Chronicle had posted something. That all the comments in there like, somebody needs to start reimbursing me for all my tires that I keep having to replace. And like, that was a bunch of the comments. It was funny, but it's interesting, man. Like now that if you start to think about everything, like that movie we watched yesterday, which I know we'll go into maybe in the next episode. I don't know, but
we might be able to. We didn't finish the episode, the show, so we could probably talk about it here in a minute.
Just like watching that movie yesterday,
movie?
It's called
Leave the World Behind.
Oh, that one.
About the cyber attack.
Yeah, okay.
Executive produced by Barry and Michelle.
Yeah, and it's like literally like breaking shit down of like stuff that's coincidentally kind of happening.
It's kind of weird, and that's why I literally like had to turn it off because I started getting scared.
What do they call it? Predictive programming.
Yeah. And so I woke up telling him like, either you need to get educated or I need to, because
EMPs,
like
electromagnetic,
like it's
and then we wake up this morning and they talking about a hack, some cyber warfare stuff.
We did.
Remember yesterday they were hacking some infrastructure from one of them countries over there, and then today you were saying there was some school bomb.
Oh yeah, there was a school threat.
And then they were trying to blame it on Russia and all this stuff. And I was like, I don't think Russia would do that right now because Zelensky over here trying to borrow more money.
Too much information just to confuse everybody and to scare everybody, and then just
muddy the waters.
And then you're just like thinking about it, overthinking it in your head to be like scared to not do anything.
So we started watching that movie. It's a movie, right?
Yes, it's a movie
with Julia Roberts, Ethan Hawke.
I forget what the other guy's name is.
He has a difficult name. What is his name? Shalamala, something.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I forget his name, but y'all can look it up. We started it, bro, and I was just trying to peep the propaganda. You know what I mean? I'm just like, all right,
fell
Netflix.
asleep, left me scared.
I mean, it is
scary.
Creepy.
It's creepy.
They were trying to make it like real creepy, and
And they did a good job of making it creepy with the music. And then I was like trying not to not scare myself. I'm like, yeah, with the, you know, like all of a sudden,
birds.
Hey, all of a sudden, it's like the little girl. She's just like this. You see all the deer?
Or like
They're trying to tell us something.
It looks like that boat's coming toward us.
Did it tell y'all that Big Mike? Did it tell y'all about Big Mike or what?
I mean, it didn't say nothing about
Oh my
him.
God.
Did it say look at Michelle's hands?
Yeah.
Check out Knuckles. Is that what they said?
Bro, man, we were sitting there watching it. I think overall it's good that they're kind of showing their hand, and by what I mean by they is whoever's gonna plan on destabilizing us, and you know, we're under attack. But I think it's good that the normies and the common man might be like, well, you know, this is feasible. You know what I'm saying? Like they got to put it in movie form for people to be like, wait a minute, what would happen to my Tesla if the grid goes down?
Well, the funny thing is like to the regular people, this sounds like something out of a movie. It sounds crazy, right? Like of the stuff that's really happening in real life. And then it's becoming so hard to like differentiate between, is that like a movie or is that real? Oh, y'all talking about something real?
For me, it's because I feel they've started to make too many things about things that are really happening.
Because that's what they're doing on purpose. Because the whole so I don't know if anybody wants to get too deep into it, but like those people, what they believe in, part of what they believe in is they have to tell people up front what they're gonna do so that they can then live and justify what they're doing. And so for them, mixing it with media and stuff and muddying the waters and making it seem so unfeasible to us makes it easier for them to be like, nah, this is what we're doing. So that we're like, wait, y'all were serious? Yeah, bitch, we told you like years in advance.
Like,
we wrote books on it. We told y'all about it. You wanted it. That's why we did it. And that whole mentality is there for us to like, it's up to us because honestly, if we wanted to uprise, we could. We're just not organized enough to do it. But like they're literally telling us to do it, and subconsciously we're letting them. Mm-hmm. That's what's really happening. If you break it all down to that, we're subconsciously letting them do it because a lot of us aren't standing up.
And that's why like media and culture and film and Hollywood and all that is so interesting because it's like they're able to kind of dictate and pick and choose what kind of narratives. You know, like for example, I saw a meme where it said like, name me a show that had a strong father figure who protected, provided, like just wasn't like the
not
dunce.
in America. Anywhere else, yes, but in America, like they've made the male like the joke of the family.
Mm-hmm. The punchline.
Recently, because back in the days we had them.
In the
Family Matters,
Family
the
Matters.
Cosbys, like all that was.
No. Think about that because those were the beginning parts of making the guy the butt of the joke. Because in other countries, the man is the strong like you ain't gonna in Family Matters and stuff where the foothold of like, oh, Carl was being like, there's parts in there where they're making Mr. Winslow the butt of the joke, where the wife was right, the grandma was right, and he's the butt of the joke. Same thing with a bunch of them. Like, think about it. Those are the inklings, and like other countries could see it. Like what?
Hey,
like,
Mr. Rogers saw it.
Like
Mr.
look
Rogers
at the
saw
Jeffersons. The Jeffersons, it was a little bit different because the Jeffersons, he was like a strong, stern motherfucker. Everybody after that was like, no, not really.
I love the Jeffersons and also Good Times.
Good time. I heard that
because the dad was not playing. Remember, he was strict.
But I heard that the mom on Good Times, the actress, allegedly, I saw a clip where she said out of her mouth, where she said, "I'll do it, but y'all got to give me like a strong, like husband, like
really?
you got to write him in. Don't have this be a fatherless house."
Think about I Love Lucy. He was real strong too. Like he wasn't the butt of the joke. She was always like, "I'm in trouble. Oh, shit, my bad." Like always.
Well, you know, Desi Arnaz, he like revolutionized TV and film. You know, the multicam setup, the live studio audience for multicam, he came up with that. Prime time, the idea that all of America is going to tune in on the same night, coast to coast, same time. That was something he developed. Like they had to like do a lot to make that possible because they were having a ship the tape to the West Coast and the East Coast or whatever. And they were super mega rich because they produced the shows and they owned the shows and they made them out of their studios. And then they partnered with the network to say, okay, I own it still. You're going to pay me and you can run it and you can sell advertising.
Yeah. So like, honestly, just to kind of look at this, it's kind of funny because like, if you like think about like, it's almost like they've hypnotized us because like you can't hypnotize people that don't want to be hypnotized. And literally it's been like a big mass hypnotism of like, we're showing y'all everything. Y'all want this. This is what you want. And like, we're like, yeah, that, they're right. Like we should do what they say. Like we're just literally letting them do whatever they want with us. Like if there's another lockdown, a majority of people are going to be like, oh, I guess we're locked down. Fuck it.
Well, y'all know they was trying to bring back the mask and stuff a while back, but they got called out on it, and they were just like, okay,
pivot,
shucks.
pivot. Like in September, it was in September. At the beginning of September, they're like, something's going to happen in September because the whistleblowers were like, hey, they're trying to do this again in September. It was like a month prior, and they're trying to bring it back, and it's like, no, we're not. Yeah. No, we're not. Yeah. You know what? Abort. Never mind. Yeah. Fuck this.
They know.
Yeah.
They know. They're on to us. Fuck
it.
And everybody's like, fuck you.
I'm not doing that again. Mm-mm. I'm not doing it again. Mm-mm. I'm not. There is no law that now every business. I used to, and I still kind of feel that way because my mom was kind of like that. My mom would make people, she's weird. Because she doesn't believe the propaganda, but she would make you wear a mask when you came in.
She's not of that ideology.
No, at all.
Except, hey, I'm gonna be cutting your hair all up in your grill.
It could have been something she bought into, like with the. No, it's not for me. It's for everybody else. That kind of thing. Maybe she's just trying to be considerate.
Well, she just kind of felt like if you were finna cough, you weren't gonna cough on her.
Yeah.
Because she's a cancer survivor, so she felt kind of like you ain't finna put your germs on me. So you coming in, you gonna wear a mask. Also, one of her really good friends passed away, but we kept going back and forth of your friend had other issues, also underlining issues, which complicated when he caught this. You know what I'm saying? So, like, it was a lot of like that. But with the exception of her, I try to think about, like, when I would go into businesses that would require for you to wear a mask in order to come in there. And I think about my mom and be like, well, that's how my mom feels. So at least in your business, I will respect your business, but I'm not, you know what I'm saying? Like, because it's your space, Mm-hmm. We did it at the store. It's your choice. Like at the Hive.
Your body, your choice. Basically. Your body, your choice. You want to wear a mask?
You want to wear it, you can wear it. If you don't want to wear it, you don't wear it. So it was real simple. And I'm sure I'm glad because I was like, I'm not wearing it. Y'all gonna have to call me difficult.
Yeah. You're gonna have to call me difficult to work with.
So welcome to this lighthearted episode of Cafecito Time.
Hey. That was my fault. Because
about our education.
Yeah.
Everybody is like shaking, drinking their coffee, like, oh my God. This fucking, I gotta watch this stupid movie.
Because we just happened to record on the day that I come back from volunteering. Usually our recordings happen on that day. You know what I'm saying? So it's funny.
So she come back like, been spending all my life living in the gangsta paradise.
I come back feeling like, well, like I feel like I'm not there enough. Like I feel like I'm not doing enough. Does that make sense?
But the fact that you're there, you're doing more than a lot of other people. Whether somebody wants to say something or not, you know what I mean?
Well, it's funny because this girl recognized me at the school, and she's like, "I know who you are." I said, "You do?" And that's all I said. And she goes, "I know who you are." And I was like, "Okay." And I just like kept doing what I was doing,
Every once in a while, she pop up. I know who you are.
Yeah. And then she goes, I didn't know you volunteered here. And I said, yep. And she's like, wow. She's like, I did not expect for you to be a volunteer. And I was like, is that a good thing or a bad thing? I'm not sure what you mean by that. She goes, no, it's really good. She goes, I didn't think people like you. This is where I felt offended. Mm-hmm. I didn't know that people like you volunteered. And I was like, I don't really know what people like you means. So I just said, yep, I do.
Well, influence it. I mean, honestly, like,
I hate that word.
Yeah, but like the fact that you have people that watch you that also watch Chingo, like y'all, whether you like it or not, you have people that either like you, hate you, or just observe you. And so when you have that much of a following, what you do means a lot more than people that aren't doing shit. Mm-hmm. So the fact that you're out there doing stuff and people are watching you, they're like, huh, you do that for real? Shit.
But you Mighty Swole _ lives.
Hey, you know what I'm saying?
Mighty Swole.
You that bodybuilder chick.
Saying? Go to the hashtag Might As Well Lives. If you're new to Cafecito Time, you know what I looked like before. Go check it out.
Already. Well, hey, that concludes with that image in my head. We gotta go. Happy holiday, Merry Christmas, everybody, and thank you guys so much for tuning in. Can't wait to meet you guys at a show. We do have Freer, Texas coming up, and getting ready for the new year. So we look forward to.
Freer, Texas already happened.
Say when not what?
Freer, Texas already happened.
Oh, Freer, Texas already happened. But we look forward to meeting you at a show
at 2024.
And 2024, hitting all the cities and come say hello, tell a friend, and a lot more content coming your way. Thank you guys so much.
Bye.